Welcome all soldiers to the Fantasy Football War Council's podcast. Here are your co-hosts, Jonathan Arneson and Daniel Gutierrez.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Fantasy Football War Council. I'm your host, Jonathan, and joining me is one of my best friends and my co-host, Daniel. Daniel, what a week of football.
Hello and welcome back. Oh man, it was definitely a week of football. I feel like the MVP of the weekend were the Carts. There were so many injuries. Oh man, what a brutal week.
My knees hurt just watching football this week.
I think it actually might be contributed to having a shorter offseason. So they played their butts off week one and their bodies didn't have as much time to recover, and then they go back and exert themselves to their maximum capacities, and there's just ACLs popping like
everywhere.
Everywhere. Popping up like daisies on the field. Just pop, pop, pop.
Oh yeah, everywhere. It was pretty bad.
Brutal. Yeah, it was bad.
On today's episode, we're talking about the pieces moving around the place on this year's war. Week 2 is in the books. We had a battle for the ages, and we had some close battles in the open fields. We're going over these battles, and we're going to give our medals to the generals that deserve their accommodations.
But first, we're going to go over some news. First order of business is going over one of those ACLs. Saquon Barkley tears his ACL and is out for the season. Yeah, this just hurts. It's brutal. Luckily, he's not on my team in this league, but man, that's somebody that you're like planning on riding the season, and it just, there goes your season. Hopefully, they were able to draft a solid running back, but in this league, that's a keeper. So your keeper's on IR for the rest of the year. You're basically down your first or second round pick, and that definitely affects your team.
Oh yeah. When you lose your first or second, it really, really hurts your team. You have to scramble for the waivers, right?
So, yeah, absolutely.
Next bit of news. I should be playing sad music here. Christian McCaffrey. I can't even do this. Daniel, you do this. I can't even do this.
Speaking of losing your best tag, oh man, at least it's not an ACL or more serious. Christian McCaffrey out for 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. The Bucs did this to Saquon Barkley last year in week 2, I think. He bounced back and he kind of battled through it. McCaffrey's never had an injury since high school, so I think it's going to be interesting to see how quickly he bounces back and what it is, but oof, what a blow.
I never believed that he was actually human, but now I can see he is, so.
All right, and Nick Bosa also tears his ACL and is out for the season. This man, San Francisco's starting lineup got just obliterated. They lost Bosa, they lost Sherman, they lost Solomon Thomas, they lost Jimmy Garoppolo, and they lost Raheem Mostert. Like, this week, 4 of those 5, they basically lost their 5 best players on their team. It's absolutely brutal.
Yeah, San Francisco is definitely falling apart right now.
Yep. I have a friend that's a San Francisco's fan, and he says it's because we sold our soul last year, and now we're paying dividends.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of ACLs. I mean, did you know that we had 7 players tear ACLs this weekend?
Man.
7. We had a PCL, an Achilles. Oh, dude, my legs just hurt talking about this.
Oh, glad I'm sitting.
Yeah.
And Tyrod Taylor missed Sunday's game last minute. He was complaining with chest pains and was rushed to the hospital, but news is broken this week that he actually broke his ribs in the game last week, and they didn't know that until Wednesday. He didn't know that till Wednesday when the pain didn't go away. They had an MRI, and then he was still going to play this week, but when they went to inject painkillers, the team doctor accidentally punctured his lung. Oh, that one gave me chills. And so he had to get rushed to the hospital. So in comes Herbert last minute. He knew 10 minutes before kickoff that he was going to be the starting quarterback for the day, but he played he played very well.
Oh, he played phenomenal. He played phenomenal. That was he's a very talented kid.
Yeah.
So it's going to be exciting to see what he does this week.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right. So, on to our matchups. We're going to start our matchups now and go over the awards for these matchups to certain managers that won those awards, and congratulate the winners of this week and shame the losers for this week, of course. Our first matchup is our biggest blowout and the winner of our Bronze Star Medal for defeating the enemy in a very, very bad way. Uterus S. Grant defeats Stonewall Your Face 279.10 to 169.55. She had a 109.55 difference in her. She destroyed him by over 100 points.
Oh my gosh.
I'm surprised that this is not our manager missing in action, but sadly, he was not our lowest scoring manager, even by losing by 100 points.
Wow. She could have benched her quarterback and her defense, who would combine for 105 points and still would have won. They both scored 50 points. Oh.
I mean, she has such a studly team. I mean, she really likes Josh Allen. She liked him going into the combine. I remember her making her notes, and she's like, I like this kid. And she's drafted him and kept him on her team. And, I mean, look at this. What a very talented team.
Josh Allen, 51.45. Amari Cooper was like her lowest scoring player almost, 13 points. Calvin Ridley, 26. Ezekiel Elliott, 22. Austin Eckler, 20. Man. Pittsburgh defense, 53 points.
Yeah.
Zach Cunningham, 31 points.
Her kicker,
20 points.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. That is a very scary team.
That is.
I don't know. On the other side of the ball, he literally had nothing. No one showed up for him. Devontae Adams did not even put double digits. He had 5 points. Patrick Mahomes, 39 points. Allen Robinson, single digit. I mean, Jordan Howard, single digits. Will Fuller, not even a point. So, I mean, like, this team needs some help. His kicker, 19 points. Justin Tucker, and San Francisco defense, 27 points. So, yeah, you need some help over here. You need some help.
Most definitely. That's a brutal week. All right, going into our next matchup, it's the SC Slave Runners versus Kent Cut the Custard. SC Slave Runners gets the win again with 235.65 points versus 212.55 points for Can't Cut the Custard for a 23.1. Very close matchup. Both of these managers, man, they suffered their best running backs tearing ACLs against each other, which is quite ironic, but it kind of evened the playing ground a little bit, even though McCaffrey still scored, I think, 30 points before he 23.7 points before he went out compared to Saquon's 3.6. So that's pretty much
real men.
Real
man there. That's fine. Real man there is all I have to say. He put in his day before he decided to get hurt. So
yeah, that's right.
I respect him.
Oh man, that's a large part of the difference of what went on this matchup here. With Russell Wilson scoring 51 points, he's just killing it this year too. Him and Josh Allen are doing so well. I'm glad to see that they're finally using Russell Wilson more as in their game plan. Like they're finally more of a throwing team. They're not a throwing team, but more of a throwing team than they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried in this matchup. I really thought he had it, and then to see, oh man, Saquon Barkley plant in the open field and turn on that knee and see him go down. You never like seeing something like that. But Julio Jones still 3.4 points. He's being double covered. They're watching him everywhere, and that's why Calvin Ridley up in the other matchup for Uterus S. Grant is doing so well. So
yeah, absolutely. Man, that's a brutal matchup. It's decently close, but That's a hard loss. When you lose a player like that and you lose the game, it's a super hard loss. Like when you lose a player like that but you still win, at least you're like, oh, I eked it out. Now I've got time to make that difference. But it's just a different feeling.
Oh yeah, it's scramble mode. It's hard. It's trying to recover. So
Yeah, definitely. So our next matchup is our closest game of the week. It's ended up being 3 sheets to the wind with 232.30 points, and Union Ambush with 220.55 points. Just 11 points difference. It was pretty close considering how high of a scoring game it was. And what a great game. Mari pulls out an amazing win in this close week. And, close game loser, they get the Purple Heart for the week. So, congratulations, Union Ambush, for putting in a very valiant effort. And you get the Purple Heart medal for the week. And we'll see how many you end up getting throughout the rest of the year. And it's just comparable all the way down. What do you think?
oh yeah, I mean, what a close matchup. I mean, when you're literally an 11-point difference, you're talking just very similar lineups with just subtle differences. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Jones, that's what really helped him. 51 points from Aaron Jones, 44 from Matt Ryan alone. So,
Yeah.
I mean, those are some big standouts on 3 sheets of the win side. On the other side of the ball, you've got Robinson from Jacksonville, 22 points. Baltimore defense, 39 points. And his defensive players stepping it up. Jamal Adams and Landon Collins, both 22 points each. So safeties, wow. I mean, surprising good day for safeties there. So
Good day for safeties. In this league, we've discussed it previously. Like, you've got a studly quarterback or running back and super solid defensive team and IDP. You actually got a shot at, getting 6th or 7th place, maybe even making into the playoffs for the first round because we weigh so heavily on defensive players. So, you got players showing up like that, scoring 22 to 30 points a week. That's going to make a huge difference in your overall run for the season.
big time. Big time. Yeah, 100%. It's why you got to be smart and draft those good defensive players early in the draft, and it really throws off the rest of everyone else when they're still looking at offensive players, right? So,
That's right.
our next matchup is Boston Teabaggers. It's your team, and it was your matchup versus Rogers Hard War, and it was a hard war indeed. You lost your matchup 196.25 to 214.65. Rogers comes back off of a close week 1 loss, and he shows that he can beat a team, and he is their team to reckon with. And he has a late Sunday victory come back because I saw you on top most of the night, and then late night he had a comeback surge, and he definitely got some points to take the lead away from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dallas Cowboys had a big night where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did not. I can see Mike Evans had a great day, but Tom Brady did not throw to anybody else. OJ Howard had 1 reception for 11 yards, so that kind of hurts you a little bit. But Dak Prescott on the other side, 47 points. So CeeDee Lamb, 15. I mean, yeah, Dallas had a good day where I guess it didn't transpire for the Bucs as much. But even though we won, it was the Buccaneers defense who 40 points for you did really well. 5 sacks, 8 tackles for a loss, and kept their team under 20 points that they were playing against. So
For sure. Devin White, 30 points. They kept me in it, man. Yeah.
I didn't want to mention it, but Devin White is absolutely amazing.
Top scoring defensive player in the league after 2 weeks right now.
Yeah, Studley.
It's fantastic.
Studley.
So happy.
Yeah.
When my team plays like this, but the Bucs still get the win, it's a little less sour. So that's nice. Now, if I tank like this and we lose, it's kind of brutal.
Yeah, a double loss can take it for the weekend, but it is nice to see at least one of the teams win, right? So
that's right.
Yeah, I can't understand.
Oh man, it was a brutal week, but we won, so that's nice. So our next matchup are Lincoln's Renegades versus the Yankee Raiders. And Yankee Raiders pulled off the win with a score of 170.85 versus Lincoln Renegades 152.8 for a point differential of 18.5 points. Well, what can you say, Marty? Congratulations for winning this week after being awarded the Prisoner of War medal. He was MIA last week, and he came back in a big way, got the win, and earned himself a medal. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Marty. So, Jared, are you there? I've called the Coast Guard, and I've called the lifeguard services. We've had no shark attacks on surfers recently. Maybe I need to call Leah and see if you're locked up in the bedroom playing World of Warcraft trying to grind for rank 14. But Jared, you are the manager missing in action this week. Let's hope that you can turn it around and do something next week, because boy did you go missing this week. I hope that you're okay. If you hear this message, let us know that you're alive. I don't know. What do you say to this one? I mean, both these teams were really, really low scoring, but
Man,
our last week's manager was MIA, was Martin, and Yankee Raiders. He left George Kittle in, who put up a 0, is out. So even he had some holes in his roster here, but I don't even know what to say.
Jared's bright spot was Darren Waller. 22 points for a tight end is pretty good. And Marty's
Fred Warner,
and
21 points.
Fred Warner, 21. That's kind of expected. Warner's going to put up about 20 a week.
Yeah.
And the bright spot on Marty's was Chicago with defense with 34 points and Raheem Mostert with 23. But it was brutal. For me personally, I hope that Jared's team, performs exactly the same next week. But in our matchup. But yeah, we'll have to see. Lamar Jackson only scoring 24 points. That's a killer too. He's usually putting up 50 points, and that's how you win.
Houston does have a pretty good defense, so
that they do.
Yeah. Rough matchup. I mean, Marty at least had James Conner put up 22 points, helped him carry a little bit of that load. Raheem Mostert, 23 points before he got hurt. See if he comes back next weekend. So pay attention to that injury report there, Marty. That's a rough one. Anyway, on to our next. This week, our first award for the Treasure Hunter of the Week. This is Week 2 Waiver Award. We talked about it on last week's episode. We'll give this award weekly to who had the best waivers. And surprising enough, last week it was Chas with a kicker. Congratulations, Chas, for being the first Treasure Hunter of the Week. She picked up Younghoe Koo, and we didn't even talk about Younghoe Koo last week as we were mentioning names for possible waiver wire gold. So
kickers are people too.
Yes. So I keep hearing. If we had ran this segment for week 1 when we talked about it last week, you would have been waiver wire winner of the week with Leonard Fournette, who posted 109 yards and 2 touchdowns, who was a very good pickup. But Younghoe Koo gets it this week with 20 points. Phenomenal.
20 points.
Yeah, nice to see a kicker take it, right? So we were pulling out a list of some of the matchups or some of the waiver wires for this week. And what are your possible takes on some of those?
Well, I think that, Lincoln's Renegades had pretty solid waiver pickups, but I think Mekhi Kaiser, linebacker for the LA Rams, I think he was a solid pickup, and he's a candidate to score. I think, like, the with or way that they're using him on the field, 15 to 20 points minimum a week, so I think that's a pretty solid pickup. Unless if something happens where it's schemed against him or people are figuring out that he's all over the place, but right now, I think he's pretty solid. How about you?
Oh, I agree. This was my number 2 waiver wire pickup, and I guess I should have moved it to 1, but it really wouldn't have mattered. Jared held a much higher pick than I did, so congratulations. It was a very good pickup. It's a solid linebacker. He's been putting up 15 points a week, so
yeah,
that's a pretty good one. well, he's a good contestant for next week's possible treasure hunter. You had Darrell Henderson for the Rams, who is going to take over the workload, and I think is a very good, another one, possible one, with Cam Akers not starting the offense quite. I mean, he's doing like a rookie does. He's not starting it as strong as he should, and with Malcolm Brown going down with his thumb, we'll see if he comes back and plays this week and how he plays after having surgery on Thursday. I think Darrell Henderson's going to have the workload for the running backs this week in the Rams backfield. So that's a very good pickup.
I think so. And I really liked, the way that Henderson ran the ball over Malcolm Brown when I went back and watched that game too. He was pretty solid. He was picking up more yards per carry, and he just looked a lot more fluid in the offense. So if they're riding the hot hand, Henderson might keep it throughout the week. And I think you had a great waiver wire pickup too that's in consideration with Jerick McKinnon. With all of the rash of injuries in San Francisco and McKinnon finally being healthy after 2 years, I think he is a possibility to be a stud. And there's a good possibility those running backs miss some significant time. So you might have found your bridge for Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's not going to be putting up 30 points like he did, but 20 to 25 is pretty solid.
I've got him pegged for about 15 to 17 points this week, and I'm willing to accept that. So I think with Telvin Colvin going down to injury, he's going to get a little more of the workload there. But we'll see how that goes. And then I think because of the Young Huku pick, we have to mention Union Ambush picking up Mason Crosby. So kickers are people too, right? So
that's right. If we get 2 weeks in a row where we're giving out the treasure to kickers, this is going to be pretty spectacular.
I find that very funny and not opposed to doing it. So our week 3 matchups, we can go over them real quick and mention next week's matchups and what we think are going to be the close matchups of the week. So our first matchup is Uterus S. Grant, our current first place team at 2-0, playing against Yankee Raiders, our current 8th place team, 1-1. That's I think it's going to be an easy stepping stone for Uterus S. Grant here. I think the score doesn't. I don't think their Yahoo's projections really shows what this game's going to look like. So.
I agree completely. I think she's on the fast track for biggest blowout 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. We'll have to come up with a new award.
Yeah, that's right. It's poor Yankee Raiders are just going to be cannon fodder. Their next matchup, Can't Cut the Custard versus Union Ambush. Our 4th place team as Can't Cut the Custard are our 4th place team, and Union Ambush are our 3rd place team. The projected scores are Can't Cut the Custard is 186.97, and Union Ambush would be 200.30. This is the possibility to be a lot closer game than what the projections are, and it's going to be one I think I'm going to keep my eye on throughout the week or throughout Sunday and see how all the scoring plays out.
Oh, agreed. I think we just haven't seen Andy fill the spot of Saquon Barkley yet, and I think that'll close the gap once he fills his waiver spot, and it's going to be a lot better of a match because you're talking the 3rd and 4th place team who they're both very solid teams, and this is going to be a very good matchup. I'll be excited to see who wins this one. Next matchup is your matchup. Boston Teabaggers is our 9th place team, 0-2 versus the Lincoln Renegades, 1-1, 7th place team. 195.59 to 195.26. What? Couldn't get any closer of a projection than that, could you?
Oh, wow. That's close.
Yeah, that's a close matchup. I mean, you're talking a fight for trying to get out of the bottom bracket and into the 6th place. You want to make your way up into the spot for playoffs. So it's going to be an interesting matchup. I think Tampa Bay is going to turn it around. We have a good matchup this week, and your Tampa Bay Buccaneers will carry you to a victory, hopefully.
Let's hope so. I feel like Chas has a good opportunity to have biggest blowout 2 weeks in a row. I'm really hoping that Lincoln Renegades has MIA 2 weeks in a row, because that seems to be the only way that I might win. So let's keep that rolling.
We'll give you the opportunity to give that MIA award next week if that happens. So.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
And then our next matchup, are 3 Seats to the Wind, who are in 5th place, and Rogers Hard War, who are in 6th place. It's pretty close placements this week as far as matchups are concerned. 3 Sheets to the Win is projected to win at 211.90 points scored on the week, and Rogers Hard War is projected to score 209.53. I think that for me, the matchup that we just talked about, my matchup, they're projected to be the closest, but honestly, I think that this one's going to be the closest in the week if you look at their two teams. And that's going to be the second one that I'm really keeping an eye on.
I agree completely. We were talking about this before we started recording, and I agree completely. This is going to be a very close matchup. You're talking two really good teams. Rogers Hard War, even though they're ranked 5th and 6th, I think these two teams should be ranked a little higher. They're both playing really well, and this is going to be a good matchup. This will be, this could produce our Purple Heart Award this week. So
I agree.
Our last matchup, my matchup, SC Slave Runners, 2nd place team, 2-0. versus Stonewall Your Face, 10th place team, 0-2. The score has it looking a lot close, 206 to 210. This is a close matchup. I mean, you got him trying to fight for his first win, and me trying to recover after losing Christian McCaffrey. I'm a little worried that he could hand me my first loss here, and I don't want to see that happen.
That would be brutal, and I really hope that you win so that, I can finally get a little bit of a leg up and a little bit greedy here. I don't want to be the only 0-3 team if this is the way the weekend shakes out. So come on, John.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to see I'd like to stay undefeated because I have a feeling my wife is going to stay undefeated as well, and I'd like to stay right on her coattails. So
that's right.
I got to keep pace. So all right, well, thanks again, soldiers, for marching with us today. Join us again next week for next week's matchups. Our medal recipients are Manager MIA and, of course, our Treasure Hunter of the Week. Send in your questions to our email at ffwc23@gmail.com, and we'll get them on the air. And thanks again for marching. And as always,
stay vigilant, soldiers.